you really love how he's a perfect blend of traditional values, but also very lively and fun.
Yeah, he's not like stick in the mud, like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. He's like, yeah, I'll introduce you to my parents, but he's also like fun and lively and alive and like not stuck on like, you know, silly old ways, but also like not completely like he has that foundation of like, you know.
Yeah. What are the silly old ways? What do you mean by that?
I mean, he doesn't look at me like I'm stupid or speak to me like I'm stupid.
Is that the silly old ways? Like the?
I think so. I mean,
go ahead.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of men, it goes like one of two ways. They're kind of mad when you succeed, but they're also like judgmental when you fail. Like, oh, you silly girl, like you failed. Or, oh, like you're succeeding, like whatever, I'm just going to turn a blind eye. Like there's no winning in front of them sometimes.
Is this something you just imagined, or have you ever actually heard a guy actually say this out loud?
Of course, not saying it out loud, but kind of just reading in between the lines. I've seen this.
So, I mean, why do you think that though? Like you've never heard a guy say anything even approaching that. So what do you mean?
I think,
like, why do you just assume that that's how men think?
I think it takes two to tango, right? With behavior, and how they're expressing.
I mean, it could just be feminist indoctrination, but
that's exactly what it is. No, we have huge proof of this.
What's the proof?
Nick more of how someone's treating
he
you,
literally
I'd
said
say.
that women will never break the glass ceiling, that it's made out of bricks. That's like right up there.
Wow, that's a terrible argument. So like, do you also want to like cite to Hitler and Stalin too while you're at it, or
is he Hitler or Stalin?
Analogy also.
No, but like what is your actual argument? Like a singular man says something. How is this representative of all men?
I actually do know a guy that literally said that about a girl. So
yeah,
my
you guys continue to argue from the outlier. Again, you guys need to actually, besides one man saying one terrible thing, for example.
I also don't think she said all men. I think she just said men.
She did not.
Like some men.
No, she
never said that.
She said.
I just gave.
She was talking in general. Right?
But you said you couldn't bring, like, you've never heard a man say that, and I've heard a man say that on like a very big national
we've all
platform.
experienced it, heard it, something. She was saying what we've all experienced, heard.
Like, you guys really like to argue the outlier.
This is your argument.
What's your
no,
name?
it's
Sorry?
Literally, it's Brian.
Brian,
So,
Brian, what would be the most...
You can't interrupt me. I'm addressing her point now. So, you can't argue the outlier. Do some men have said terrible things, misogynistic things? Yes, but you guys are talking in general here. She's talking in general.
Not enough of them.
I don't know. I've read a lot of
saying
comments.
Her man defies it. So what are you saying?
I was saying
she's saying her man defies it. Ergo, all these other men in society. Then most men defy it. Is your position most men defy?
I think there are definitely men who are like that. There are definitely men who aren't like that. She's saying she found one.
Is it the majority or the minority?
No, I think it's some and some. That's
Answer
what
the question.
I think a lot of men are attracted to smart women. I think there are a lot of men out there that think it's really attractive when a girl is smart.
Are you guys just intentionally not
I said a good thing.
Answering my question? Like,
just trying to make something out of nothing.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
She was just saying like, oh, my man is not like this, how some men are. Like, I like him for this reason.
Okay, I'm not talking about men in general. I'm talking about human beings. I've seen it in human beings, not every human being, where they get a little weird when you succeed and a little weird when you fail. You know what I'm saying?
It could be women too.
You said men. You were talking about men.
All right. Well, I was discussing kind of my experience with men personally as one individual.
But when I asked you, okay, has a man like actually overtly like verbatim said that, or even like approximating that? You're like, no, I've never heard a man say that.
I was about to give you a story when I heard a guy actually say it. But you come
Multiple women at this table said we've all heard it, we've all seen it.
Okay, Brian.
If you hear 1, 2, 3 men say something, that's not representative of all men.
I don't think she was saying all men.
I
really
or most men.
I actually just said a lot of guys like smart.
Do you want our statements to be representative
to
of most
remember?
men?
All right, argument done. Keep going. Next.
Go ahead, continue though.
I guess like when we were discussing him, I think with a lot of dating culture currently, and not to say that I'm absent of this, like I definitely feel like in the past, I've not treated people the way I want to treat others, or I haven't been treated the way I want to be treated. So I'm happy to go into my 20s with hopefully definitely a better outlook on dating. And so what I say I can appreciate in this person, coming from somebody who lives in Los Angeles, I've met his parents, we have gone to like dinner, we've eaten together. It wasn't just, we didn't have like relations the second we met. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm actually just delighted that I was able to be loved from the neck up. That's a thing that I don't feel like people, including myself, have gotten to experience every single time. I'm not speaking in generals. I'm just saying I know that being loved from the neck up is such a different experience. Not saying I haven't experienced before. You know, I've had like a lot of friendship love and like, you know, companionship love. But yeah, I'm very grateful for that.
I'll get into some of that stuff. But you said
Brian, just so you know, I mean, yeah, they are kind of correct here. For instance, I just went on Twitter and all I did was type in "men are trash feminists," and here's what I got. Talia, men are really just losers in every aspect. ZNGTG, men are actually absolute garbage and trash. Next one, overall, men are trash. You just got to pick what kind of trash you can tolerate. I can keep going and going and going and going. My assumption is that you guys, though, wouldn't say that was representative of what all women thought, right?
Definitely not.
No.
Definitely not. So from Brian's perspective, when you say, well, I heard a man say this once, he's just saying the same thing in reverse, right?
But I wouldn't argue that makes your experience any less true if you had women talk to you that way.
Yeah, your personal experience, I agree. You can have all sorts of different things which can be informed by a personal experience that just aren't true in reality, though, right?
Yeah, but she didn't say that of all men. She's had other experiences, and this one's different, and she's appreciating it. That's all she was saying.
Yeah, that's the argument. The argument isn't that women think men are trash or men think women are trash. It's just that, like, she wasn't saying all women to begin with, or all men to begin with. Like, that's the argument.
Yeah, but what Brian was trying to do is he was just trying to show you that we understand that there could be personal anecdotes or experiences, as you point out, where you can have bad experiences with men, and men can have bad experiences with women where they hear these types of things and they're horrible and nobody likes them, et cetera, but that wouldn't be a representative of the whole. So what he was trying to do is say, hey, look, if we're going to have a conversation like that, rather than kind of citing in on just a singular person who you heard this from, perhaps we can extrapolate it a little further out from there. That's all he's saying.
So going back to you, you said you loved how he was the perfect blend of traditional values. So what are, I guess, some of those traditional values?
Yeah, like I would say being on time is nice, being dependable in that way, like picking me up, or like just kind of like, you know, just like the courtesy of it all. I feel like we're lacking that a little bit, and I think it's kind of sad that our generation has lost that. I'm not saying it's bad. Like, obviously sometimes, you know, there's a place to differ from that, certainly. Meeting people, going out to clubs, whatever, dancing, it's fine, like things happen. But I'm happy that, you know, we can also have a place for, like, you know, courtesy, I guess. Like a nice blend of both is what I'm trying to say. I don't think we need to like lose that all, like lose the baby with the bathwater. Just because Tinder's a thing now doesn't mean that we can't, like, you know, respect each other, like I said, from the neck up. But I'm not saying it's bad if we do like the opposite direction either. You know, things happen in all different ways. But I'm just.
Have you had those opposite way experiences?
Yeah, and it's I'm not saying it's like entirely bad, but I just, you know, yeah. So
you've been in a relationship with this guy for 1 month.
Yeah.
You guys exclusive?
Yeah.
Okay. You said he kind of waited a little bit before you guys got intimate. Have you guys had carnal knowledge? How long did you wait with him? First dates?
4 dates.
4 dates? Has that been your experience with previous?
5 maybe.
Now, was that you pumping the brakes, or was that him
Me.
wanting to? You said slow.
Yeah.
But you've had other experiences that were fast.
Yeah.
Okay. Why the differentiation with him?
I was intimidated by like, just, you know, I think I just get a little nervous in general when it comes to dating. And I've realized I feel a little bit more at peace when I am in control of things like that, rather than like kind of, you know, just like, it puts my mind at ease to know that like there's more than just one thing going on.